These are some sad times for us Doctor Who fans. Obviously, the BBC just revealed an update on the plans for the future of Doctor Who. Doctor Who remains an important part of the BBC, they say. But there is some sad news. Obviously, they're announcing an update on plans for the future of Doctor Who. As part of securing the next phase of the show for future generations and in line with the BBC's charter and agreement requirements, the BBC will put Doctor Who out to competitive tender this year. Doctor Who remains an important part of the BBC, and this tender underpins the BBC's continued commitment to Doctor Who, ensuring audiences will enjoy the show for years to come. After careful consideration, the BBC, Russell T Davies and Bad Wolf Studios have collectively decided not to go ahead with the previously announced Doctor Who Christmas special. More on that in just a second. This decision was not taken lightly, and we know it will be disappointing for some fans, but in order to set the show up for future series, it was decided that rather than bridge the gap with obviously a one-off special with obviously the Christmas special, we are choosing to push forward to invest in the long-term future of the show, which ensures that when the TARDIS lands once again, it does so in all its glory. Obviously, the previously announced new Doctor Who animation series for CBeebies is currently still in production and will air later down the line. Details of the tender will be announced in due course. The BBC retains all IP in Doctor Who, and BBC Studios will continue to lead the global distribution of Doctor Who, as well as licensing consumer products and digital and immersive experiences on behalf of the BBC. So, this statement, this news article is sad. Yes, it is very, I would say, disappointing that obviously BBC has now obviously said that the Doctor Who Christmas special is not going to be aired, and obviously that Russell T Davies is leaving the show, which means obviously all his plans, all the things that he was saying, because obviously he's a marvelous writer and stuff like that, are not coming through, right? All the loose plot ends and plot twists and whatever, and the characters that were actually going to appear in Doctor Who Season 3 are cancelled. Doctor Who Season 3 was already cancelled, and now obviously the Christmas special is cancelled, and now Doctor Who is officially dead for the time being. It is sad, yes, and obviously New Who, obviously the reboot from 9, and obviously came back in 2005, which obviously was a gap of 16 bloody years. And right now, the BBC is already working on, getting future audiences to be in touch with Doctor Who. And obviously, after careful consideration, have collectively decided not to go ahead with the previously announced Doctor Who Christmas episode. Obviously, they want to make future series and not only a one-off special. They want to choose, obviously, and push forward to invest in long-term future of the show, which obviously will have plentiful seasons. It is very sad. Obviously, it's very sad that in the short term we won't be getting any Doctor Who, but in the long term it's actually great. Obviously, let it die off for a bit, alright? Let Doctor Who be, dead for a few years, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years. And obviously, if it will be more than 5 years, I'll be, 24, 25? That is insane to say, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm just a guy who loves Doctor Who, and Doctor Who is my favorite television series. And it's so sad because, I had already videos planned to make, and, I'm talking about the future of Doctor Who, and it will be bright and it will be bold. But obviously now I can't make those videos anymore because Doctor Who is just cancelled. It's gone. I've got a few more videos planned, and I'm going to release these or those before this video because I want to be sure that every video I've made up until obviously when the news was dropped, just to be uploaded, and I can't really wait with those videos anymore because they're not really worth it, right? They're not really, I would say, content quality, I suppose, because Doctor is not really going forward anymore. If that makes sense, I'm not quite sure. It's really difficult to, describe it or to talk about it. But anyhow, like I said, long term, this is great. Doctor Who is still having a future. Doctor Who is not cancelled in a way, but it will be back eventually. in a few years maybe. By the time, obviously, when it will be back, you know, I have plenty of things to make videos about. Obviously, I can make videos about Game of Thrones, which I've been adoring lately, and obviously started watching it. Yes, it took me a while, but yes, I started watching Game of Thrones, which I absolutely adore, and I want to make tons of videos on that too. I also can make videos on the war between the land and the sea, which obviously hasn't released yet on Disney Plus here in Belgium, which is quite a shame. But yeah, I can just buy that DVD and get it over with, so I still need to make a video on that. And obviously Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, and Class, the other Doctor Who spin-offs, I also need to watch those. And because I love Doctor Who, I will push the time into it, with other things, right, which obviously have a certain Doctor Who related thing to them, right, like Class and Sarah Jane and Torchwood. I would love to see Torchwood at some point, because I've heard that it's actually very great, and I haven't touched a single episode of Torchwood yet, which is very interesting. So maybe one day I'll start with that series instead of Doctor Who. I also really need to rewatch or watch, I suppose, the Doctor Who series in general. I would love to see, some episodes rewatched, and I would love to start with the Doctor Who, the collection, old Doctor Who, as obviously too. I've got season 10 and season 26 already, but I can, watch other episodes from the classic Who series as well. And I'm just a big fan of Doctor Who, so going backwards instead of forwards, that could be an interesting path to take. But obviously, the Disney Plus deal collapsed dramatically. The recent collaboration between BBC Studios and Disney Plus to co-produce Doctor Who ended after 2 seasons. Sources indicate multiple factors contributed to the deal's collapse, like the ratings and audience reach. NCUTIGATWA season failed to break out beyond the existing fan base. USA viewership was weak with negligible streaming performance and minimal awards recognition. Obviously, Doctor Who doesn't really need to be in America. Obviously, Doctor Who is a British icon, right? And if you were to intertwine with like an American studio, they just don't get it, BBC is very British, it's very quirky and very funny in a way. And the USA, if you were to have like a series which is mainly just, British, don't make an American, right? It doesn't work out. It's not the same, right? So anyhow, BBC ratings declined with season 15 averaging obviously 3.8 million viewers, down from 5.2 million in Jodie Whittaker's final season. And each episode cost between 6 and 8 million, making the total Disney deal potentially 168 million. Disney executives reportedly regretted investing heavily without a guaranteed American audience, and post-disbandment budgets are likely to fall to 2.5 or 3 million per episode, potentially halving the production spending from the Disney era. Russell T Davies' inclusive story, obviously casting transgender and LGBTQ plus characters and storylines, and actually, that was the thing. Some people hated it. Obviously, some people didn't really like certain things that Russell T Davies put into his stories. But that's just him. That's how he writes, right? Obviously, may have been seen as like politically risky by Disney in the US market, right? Gatwa's portrayal was criticized as lacking full of engagement, and there were no comments about the role's future, obviously with Billie Piper as well. And that is very sad, because there are loose plot points like the Billie Piper's doctor that will never be answered, right? There will never be an answer. Maybe one day they'll make like an episode talking about that, or like comic books or audio adventures. But it's just sad. Maybe Russell T Davies just did it because he was afraid, and maybe that was the reason that maybe more viewers would, want to watch it. But that didn't happen, obviously. I really loved Gatwa's performance and portrayal of the Doctor, and I really can't be sad to Russell T Davies for making 2 more seasons of Doctor Who and the 60th anniversary specials and another spin-off, because more content is great. But it's good that they have decided to pull the plug on it. It's great because the viewership declined. I think after season 9 or season 8, after David Tennant's Doctor, actually, a lot of people weren't really talking about it. And I was a fan with my favorite Doctor is 12th Doctor. So yeah, I watched his run. I watched obviously Jodie Whittaker's run. People didn't really like where the show was going forward with, and that was sad. Obviously, Russell T Davies came back, David Tennant came back, Billy Piper came back, NCUTIGATWA was announced as the Doctor. But when obviously all those things, stacked up, I think there was a certain point where they said, okay, no, we can't go forward with this, because this is not going to be how we want it to be, right? Despite the Disney split, obviously Doctor Who will continue on the BBC. Season 15 ended with Gatwa regenerating into Billy Piper's Rose Tyler. And obviously, the 2026 Christmas special is cancelled, obviously. Dave's long-term involvement is uncertain, obviously. He will not be able to make more Doctor Who going forward. I think that's great. Obviously, let it rest for a bit. Marvel and Star Wars also have the same problem, and let's talk about that. Obviously, the performance issues, right, with Star Wars, Marvel, Doctor Who and DC result from a combination of strategic, structural and audience-related factors, right? The high output, right? The franchise fatigue and the market saturation, right? In the 2020s, studios produced an unprecedented volume of content, including weekly or nearly weekly Disney+ series for MCU and Star Wars alongside theatrical releases. Audiences are required to track multiple timelines, crossovers and new characters across movies and streaming shows, effectively creating homework for casual viewers as well. COVID-19 caused shifting release schedules, but we already know that from other audiovisual media, right? And so, yeah, people didn't really go to cinemas anymore and watched more things, online on their tablet, iPad or whatever. So, obviously we've known that the Christmas special wasn't really doing well. It's been a year since they last announced it. So yeah, that wasn't really going nowhere, right? And Marvel also will reboot the universe after Avengers Secret Wars. They will completely reboot the universe, hopefully, with a brand new actor who will play Iron Man, Captain America, and so on and so forth, right? DC Universe has already done that with, obviously, Superman. James Gunn is now, making sure that this brand new DC Universe is full of bright colors and full of great characters. And, he's trying to make a brand new universe with brand new projects, right? Obviously, the Green Lantern show and the Clayface horror movie, which I'm really excited for. It's a bold, brand new take on the DC universe, and I'm really excited for that as well. And Star Wars also has the problem with The Mandalorian competing with, obviously, other movies which are not from the same genre, but are still competing, obviously, for the box office. And hopefully Star Wars Starfighter will actually help that a bit, or move Star Wars up a bit. And after that, I'm not quite sure what they'll do. Obviously, all four of these IPs or franchises need to calm down a bit and need to make sure that what the audience is getting is what they deserve, right? And I think that is quite good. Doctor Who, it's sad, like I said, but it's the truth, right? It's the death of the new Who Doctor Who show, right? Obviously, like I said, the old Doctor Who ran from 1963 to 1982, right? And New Who obviously ran from 2005 to 2025, right? So yeah, it's sad, but hopefully going forward, Doctor Who will have a bright future ahead of it. I can make videos on tons of things, but Doctor Who is one of those serious topics that I love talking about. But now I have no idea where this will go, right? I will probably make some theory videos or just Doctor Who videos in general, but I won't really take on maybe leaks or rumors. So yeah, no hate on Russell T Davies whatsoever, no hate on NCUTIGATWA whatsoever, no hate on Billy Piper whatsoever, no hate on Millie Gibson and obviously Belinda Chandra, obviously her actress, I forgot her name, but anyhow, no hate on Doctor Who, man. I love Doctor Who, like I said, and it's sad, but we need to go and move forward. A lot of people that know me obviously know that I am a big Doctor Who fan, and it's my favorite series. All my friends know it, and all my family, they know it as well. I'm a big Doctor Who kind of guy, and I really get geeky and nerdy about these things, but because these things give me joy and are very entertaining to watch, and I will probably and pretty much show this series to my future children down the line. hopefully it won't take that long, man. Hopefully I won't be 30 when the next season of Doctor Who drops. Holy shit, that will be insane. I mean, even if it will take like 3 or 4 years or 5 years or 6 years, boy, I will be 24, 25 by that time. Maybe I'll have, bro, 2 daughters or two sons or 1 kid walking about. Like, that is insane to think about, but let's not think about that. Let's just hope for a bold, bright new future for Doctor Who. And like I said, we just need to wait and see. But alright, ladies and gentlemen, this video was a bit long to make, but that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye everyone, or should I say, Doctor, I let you go. Allons-y.
What do you think? You might fancy a trip.
What, into space?
Anywhere you want, any time you want. Give me a number, give me a year.
Whenever.
Bit of a punt. Can go back into days that are dead and gone, 100,000 sunsets ago. No wonder you're not so still.
The daft old man who stole the magic box. Anyway.
Did you know the Doctor is wonderful? He's brilliant. But he's like fire. Stand too close and people get burnt.
Time Lord.
Together, or not all.
Look at you, man!
Goodbye.
Stand away. Exterminate!
Where his tears. There's hope.
I'm old enough to know that a longer life is always a better one.
Every black day I haven't stopped you.
Hate is always foolish. Love is always wise.
How many times do you think you've saved Earth? I've lost count.
Who knows?
You keep on going. And that's the adventure.
2005. Tell you what, I bet you're going to have a really great year.